Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to Memory Sector Zero. I am your host, 165, and we are here to play through the 1988 game Neuromancer by Troy A. Miles. We're playing it on Lin Apple. This is the Apple II version, and we're going to go through it step by step over a series of videos using a walkthrough that I authored some 15-20 years ago, and I've kind of tuned up in the past week or so leading up to this exciting debut to the series. First rule of Neuromancer is, I don't care what your government name is, your name when you play is Case. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So as this is the Apple II emulated version that originally came on two separate 5 1/4 inch double-sided floppies, so you'll see a lot of disk swapping going on throughout our play here. And here we are waking up in the Chatsubo, same as the opening page of the book. Our friend Rat's on the other side of the bar. And apparently, not only has Case fallen asleep at the bar, but also he was eating spaghetti at the Chatsubo. And I don't want to sit here and really tear apart the game, because none of this is meant as criticism. Obviously, I love the game, and I love the book, and there's no way you can condense this epic novel into a game that's linear and has goals and is, where you can implement all these plot devices. So they had to make some changes, namely here they didn't want to get big into like alcohol and drugs, which is kind of part of Case's character in the book. But anyways, we need to get some money. If we try to leave right now, there's a law bot outside and he's going to send us to court and we're going to pay a fine, etc. So, simple solution is we've got our packs here on the wall, and for those not in the know, a PAX is sort of like a combination ATM and, pay by the minute public computer terminal. And then we get into the very interesting copy protection scheme that they chose to use in this game, which is this wheel with these moving concentric rings. And you can see as you move it, don't mind the stain there, you expose these codes in the middle. The point being, if you didn't have this physical pieces of cardboard, you're screwed, because there was no copy protection on the game. Whatever version I had in 1988-89 was certainly copied. I never owned a retail version. I do now. Okay, so let's have a closer look at this. Here's a better shot of the PAX wheel. And what they do is give you a couple different code words from the game, and then it's your job to slide the rings into alignment and get the code so you can continue and use the PAX, because without using the PAX, at least at this stage right now, you'll never make it out of this room. So Gemeinschaft, Gentleman Loser. Let's see here. Am I blind? Gemeinschaft, Gentleman Loser, Scion Cluster. It's always the last place you look. 31270. 31270. And we're in. Gotta say that. If there's any hacking going on, even though we didn't hack anything there. First things first. By sending our BAMA ID, which is kind of like a social security number, to our friend Armitage, he's going to send us a few dollars, which we certainly need. We've got 12,000 credits here in our account instead of 2,000. So let's go ahead and download those. And that will be the extent of our PAX usage in the rest of this game. So we'll pop out of here. First things first, let's pay our friend Rack so we can get out of here. And he's going to make a little joke, because that's what bartenders do. They're a clever bunch. You call him an artiste. You are the artiste of the slightly funny deal here, Case. So, we can go over here now and recover our deck, which is basically our computer, laptop, whatever you want to call it, the hardware that allows us to access the matrix, which is essentially the internet. Shins does appear in the book, very briefly. has a pawn shop where Case actually buys a gun. Yeah. Give me my deck. Shin's got a bit of a BA. It's a bad attitude. There we go. I love that I can keep pressing one right now, even though I'm supposed to just be recovering the deck that I pawned. I'm essentially buying it back for 100, but I could buy more and more. Kind of a silly bug in the game. Enough small talk. He's so disgusted with us, gonna throw us right out now. There we go. Drinking a very large iced coffee at 8:12 p.m. Been a bit of a lazy day, but it is Saturday night, so I'd like to have some cocktails at some point. So let's head over to the Gentleman Loser and get things straight with the rent. The rent. We, in the book, and it's implied here in the game that you live in the cheap hotel. We owe them rent, and if we go in there, they'll throw us out or call the cops. I don't remember which. So easy solution there. Do what hackers do. Hackers don't pay for things. Come on. You steal. Not necessarily steal, but you know what I mean. We'll just square up the bill the old-fashioned way. There we go. Funny, because you could press P for pay bill right now and actually pay the bill, but I ain't doing that. So let's square that up. And then we're immediately going to order some room service, get some caviar, which we can use for barter. Our friend Crazy Ito. And then, of course, we're going to edit the bill again, because now we owe for that. All right. So right now we're kind of on a quest to just continually upgrade our comlink software, version 1.0 through 6.0, and you need the versions, you need the upgraded versions to access more and more databases, and when you get to 6 you can actually access cyberspace, which is the visual representation of the matrix, aka the internet, as opposed to what you see here, which is like your old school BBS systems. And a little pause, and then your room service order is delivered, so that's now in our inventory, and we can head over to visit Ito. There's one of Alani Zone's girls, or as is said in the book, one of Zone's whores. Again, certain details can be left out for the younger set that this game was intended for. Or is it intended for the younger set? Because I'm 48 and I'm still playing. And here we go. Ito is so excited to see us. Cables litter the floor. Sounds like my house. Of course I want to trade it. I don't want this caviar. I'm going to just carry it around with me for no reason. There we go. And he's so nice, he even installs it on the deck. We don't have to download it or anything. Just browsing. Okay, so now we can head back to Gentleman Loser or Cheap Hotel. Either one will be fine to jack in from for now. And we're going to quickly run through and continue to upgrade our comlink software. Fire up the UXB, operate software. And I'll have to remember to I gotta keep deleting. We have a very small capacity on the UXB, and with all these redundant copies of comlink, I'll quickly run out of room. Okay, so we're gonna head over to the Panther Moderns database. Mindbender and Chaos VideoSoft are junk software, no doubt put there because the Panther Moderns are anarchists and they like leaving malware laying around. I don't remember exactly what happens with the two of those, but they are not legitimate softwares to be used in the game. Okay, so that's 3.0, but let's delete some of these right now because I tend to forget, and the next thing you know, your deck's full. So we're up to 3, so we'll get rid of this guy, and we'll get rid of this guy. Inventory, UXB, operate. And now let's head over to Software Enforcement Agency. And this will be pretty quick and easy. Software library. And here the sequencer is not malware, that is useful, so we'll go ahead and snatch that up while we're here. Definitely be using that a couple instances in the game. And jump right back in again. Damn that. And if someone's watching this and probably getting mad, that if there is a way to backspace in this game, I don't currently remember what it is, and I should really experiment. It is stressful to know that if you make a typo, it's like the Don't Walk on Lava game that you play when you're a kid. Okay. Software library, comlink 5.0. Now, of course, you know, to get these database names and the passwords takes substantial time from talking to people, reading all these messages and things of that nature. But even, you know, we're cutting all that out. The game is still going to take substantial time to, substantial videos to complete. But I'm saving you from all of that malarkey. And if you want to do that, of course, you should play the game. All right. Everybody knows the best people to steal from are the Yakuza, or as their front company is known, Tokozu Imports. And then they have a very, very weak password. Really need to get some special characters and numbers in there. And we actually have, this is all good software. Blowtorch and Decoder are valid icebreakers we will be using throughout the game. We will, of course, upgrade them. But we will be needing these for now. These are our first icebreakers. ICE, of course, being intrusion countermeasure electronics, which is sort of like software that you use to defeat security systems, firewalls, things of that nature. All right, let's get rid of comlink. What is it, 5.0? We don't need any more. I always like to look and check before you get mixed up. Wouldn't that be a wreck? There we go. Okay, now we can head over to go ahead and grab battle chests here. Scout is a valid piece of software, but it's really not necessary with the level that we're playing at. It's basically like an informational software to look at the properties of a database, but we already know what the hell we're doing. We don't need that kind of stuff. Okay, now we'll head over to World Chess and use the software that we just downloaded. Let's go ahead and, if I remember how to do this, here we go, get the full membership. Well worth the money. No, give me the password that I already know. And a tournament. Now let's win some money. Guess who's gonna come out on top here? That's right, we just made our money back and then some. But wait, there's more. We can play twice and win again. I don't remember, is this another 250 or not? Oh, 350, even better. Excellent. How much time we got left? All right, we got some time left. Let's keep it going. And by the time we finish this video, we're gonna be just about ready to head into cyberspace, go and upgrade our deck. Very exciting. We'll do that in the next video, but for now, let's continue to make progress through these just early stages of the game. Soccer Corp. That's right. So if we give that, they're dying for a copy of 6.0. Even these big corporations. There we go, 7,500. Wow, we're in the money now. And then we can go ahead and put ourselves down as an employee. Always helpful. Sorry, number 7, you're out of here. Edit. All right, we got one more move left to make, and then we're gonna call it a day. Chiba City Tactical Police. Password, Super Tac. Love it. And now we're gonna do some very sketchy business. And get a Panther Modern that's gonna kind of be in our way out of here. It's funny when I look at Larry Moe's Bama ID, it's like there's something about it that's familiar. I mean, I have Case's Bama ID memorized. I do not have Larry's, but somewhere long ago I once did. But that's all for now, folks. We've made substantial progress, and we're gonna go in the next video and start stealing a whole lot of money, and also go ahead and get a better deck, a cyberspace capable deck, so we can get up in there and start tangling with AIs and get into the really good stuff. That's all for now. Thank you for watching Memory Sector 0 on 165. Catch you in the next one.